Every person dreams about changing their life. They imagine waking up one morning with a new mindset, a new personality, and a completely different future. But most people never realize that life does not change in one dramatic moment. It changes quietly, through small decisions repeated every single day. A tiny habit may look meaningless today, but over time it becomes the reason someone either builds a beautiful future or destroys their own potential. This is the story of a young man who spent years believing he was a failure, until a few small habits slowly transformed everything around him. At first, even he could not believe that something so small could carry the power to change an entire life. In a crowded city filled with noise, traffic, and exhausted people, there lived a 24-year-old young man named Adam. From the outside he looked completely normal. He smiled around people, laughed at jokes, and pretended everything was fine. But deep inside he was mentally tired. Every morning felt heavy. Every night felt empty. His room was always messy, his sleep schedule was broken, and his mind constantly felt trapped inside overthinking. He had dreams once. He wanted to become successful, financially free, respected, and confident. He wanted to make his parents proud and prove to himself that he could become someone important. But slowly, year after year, those dreams started fading away because nothing in his life ever changed. The hardest part was watching everyone around him move forward while he remained stuck in the same place. Some of his friends started businesses, some found good jobs, and some seemed happy and confident with their lives. Meanwhile, Adam kept wasting hours scrolling through social media, comparing himself to people who looked successful, disciplined, and happy. Every night he promised himself that tomorrow would be different. Tomorrow he would wake up early. Tomorrow he would work hard. Tomorrow he would finally change his life. But every morning he repeated the same habits that were silently destroying him. Days became weeks, weeks became months, and eventually he started believing something dangerous. Maybe he simply was not capable of changing. One cold evening, Adam sat alone on the rooftop of his apartment building while the city lights flickered beneath the dark sky. The air was quiet, but his mind was loud. He kept thinking about how quickly life was passing by. At only 24 years old, he already felt left behind. He looked at the sky with tired eyes and whispered to himself, "Why can't I change?" That question hurt him deeply because he had genuinely tried many times before. He watched motivational videos, created schedules, wrote goals in notebooks, and promised himself he would become disciplined. But every attempt ended the same way. After a few days he returned to his old habits. Slowly he stopped trusting himself. Every failure made his confidence weaker, until eventually he started identifying himself as a weak person. The human mind is strange. When you repeat negative thoughts long enough, they stop sounding like thoughts and start feeling like truth. Adam constantly told himself that he was lazy, undisciplined, and incapable of success. Without realizing it, those thoughts became his identity. And once a person starts believing they are broken, they stop trying to fix themselves. That was exactly what happened to Adam. He stopped expecting good things from life because deep down he no longer believed he deserved them. His biggest enemy was no longer failure. His biggest enemy had become hopelessness. The next morning Adam woke up late again. Sunlight entered through the dirty curtains while his phone lay beside him with a dead battery. Empty snack wrappers covered the floor, clothes were scattered everywhere, and the room smelled heavy and lifeless. He looked around silently and felt something unusual. Disgust. Not toward the room but toward himself. He walked slowly toward the mirror and stared at his exhausted face. His eyes had lost their energy. In that moment he asked himself a question that would quietly change his entire future. What if my life is not being destroyed by one big mistake? What if it is being destroyed by small daily habits? That thought stayed inside his mind all day long. Small habits. Small choices. Small actions repeated every day. Could something so tiny truly shape a person's destiny? That night, instead of creating another unrealistic plan to completely transform his life overnight, Adam decided to try something different. He decided to make only one tiny improvement. Before sleeping, he cleaned one small corner of his room. That was all. Not the entire room. Not a huge cleaning session. Just one corner. It took less than 5 minutes, but strangely after finishing it, his mind felt slightly lighter. For the first time in months, he felt a tiny sense of control over his life. The next morning he made his bed after waking up. Again it seemed meaningless. Nobody praised him for it. Nobody even noticed. But something inside him shifted quietly. His day no longer began with chaos. It began with order. That tiny action gave his brain a small feeling of achievement early in the morning, and without realizing it, his mindset slowly started changing. A few days later he added another tiny habit. Instead of checking his phone immediately after waking up, he drank a glass of water first. Then he started walking outside every evening for 10 minutes. After that, he began reading 2 pages of a book every night before sleeping. The habits were so small that his mind had no reason to resist them. That became the secret behind his transformation. Most people fail because they try to change everything at once. Human beings naturally become overwhelmed by huge goals. But tiny habits quietly enter your life without creating fear. Over time, those habits stop feeling like actions and start becoming part of your identity. Adam was no longer trying to force himself to become successful overnight. He was simply becoming slightly better every single day. Months passed, and although Adam was still far from his dream life, something important had changed. He respected himself again. His room became cleaner, his thoughts became calmer, and his confidence slowly returned. The most beautiful part was that these changes were invisible at first. Nobody around him noticed them immediately. But inside, Adam was rebuilding himself piece by piece. Small habits were slowly healing the life that years of negativity had damaged. One evening while walking home after sunset, Adam suddenly realized something powerful. For the first time in years, he felt proud of himself. Not because he had become rich or famous, but because he had finally stopped betraying himself every day. That realization brought tears to his eyes. People often think confidence comes after success, but the truth is confidence begins when you start keeping promises to yourself. Every tiny habit Adam completed became proof that he was capable of changing. Slowly, the boy who once believed he was weak started becoming mentally stronger. As time passed, the effects of those habits became bigger. Because he slept earlier, his mind became clearer. Because he woke up earlier, he had more energy during the day. Because he read daily, his thinking improved. Because he stopped wasting endless hours on social media, he became more focused on his own future instead of comparing himself to others. Everything in his life started connecting together like pieces of a puzzle. The habits looked small individually, but together they completely transformed the direction of his life. A year later, Adam looked completely different. His face carried confidence instead of exhaustion. His posture became stronger. His mind became calmer. He eventually found better work opportunities, started earning more money, and developed real discipline. But the most important transformation was invisible. He no longer hated himself. He no longer woke up feeling hopeless. He finally understood that changing your life is not about doing something massive once. It is about doing small positive things consistently, even when nobody is watching. Many people spend their entire lives waiting for motivation to save them. But motivation is temporary. Small habits are what truly change human beings. Tiny actions repeated daily become routines, routines become identity, and identity shapes destiny. Adam learned that success is never built in one dramatic moment. It is built quietly, day after day, through small choices that seem unimportant at the time. And maybe that is the biggest lesson hidden inside this story. Your future is not being created by the big decisions you make once in a while. It is being created right now by the habits you repeat every single day. The way you speak to yourself, the way you spend your mornings, the things you consume, the actions you repeat when nobody is watching. These small moments are slowly building the person you will become. 1 year can completely change a human being. But only if that person is willing to change the small things first.